Tonight's episode of NXT was a little bit of a transitional. We didn't have too many matches, but we do know who's heading to the fatal four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Houston. We found out that and so much more. We're going to talk all about that right now, so don't you go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Anybody? What's up, Oni? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We've got the NXT team in full effect. We got a little bit of an interim member.
I'm invading.
We're going to talk.
It's an invasion.
You're invading from what? What are you invading from? We'll talk about that in a second. Welcome to the NXT After Show. Oh, I see. Oh, you're trying to do.
I'm trying to do it.
Loose but
yeah,
firm.
Keep the wrist loose, but the fingers crossed.
Hold on.
Yes. Is it?
Nah, it's too loose.
Nah, gotta work it.
Too loose. Welcome to the NXT After Show right here. I want to introduce the people at the table. That's Bill.
Okay.
Hello.
That's Mark One Take Donica.
That's me.
Yeah.
Oh, One Take Donica is what they call me. That's the True Hobo.
Yep, True Hobo.
And sitting next to me, a longtime friend of the show, and a much better broadcaster than
Legit
anybody at this table.
broadcaster.
This is the one and only Joe Galli.
Hi, folks. You might recognize me from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, your voice of choice for the United Wrestling Network. You might know my little buddy, my good friend, Johnny LaQuasto. Also
Little buddy?
He's my little buddy.
Little buddy.
I said that to him once. Little buddy. That makes me the skipper, which is even better.
Yeah, right?
I just want to grab my hat and hit my leg with it when I'm mad all the time.
You gotta go gray. You just gotta let the hair go gray.
And gotta put on some weight.
The old salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You need to add more salt and pepper, and you'll get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So Joe's been a friend of ours for quite some time, and I'm very happy that you're able to join us for this episode of NXT.
I'm absolutely a kid in a candy store right now. I listen every single week, usually behind the wheel when I'm driving in to Los Angeles.
We're so sorry.
And I know, which is great because I get to imagine it in my head. It's like old-timey radio, and I don't watch it. I have to imagine what particularly Hobo does. That's the physical comedy, and in my head, I'm sure it's just fantastic and can't live up to what it actually is in real life.
Don't worry.
No,
It's a smart idea to listen to this podcast while you're driving, because like unlike some other podcasts like How Did This Get Made or My Brother and Me, there's never any danger that you'll be laughing so hard that you'll lose control of the vehicle.
Yes, we're laughing so hard that we lose control of the podcast.
Yeah, but that's normal, right?
Yeah.
That's KFC.
That's my favorite drop.
Available.
Ours too.
We're all kidding. So this is a fun one.
Woo, crispy. Woo.
He's so tired doing all of those. It's like he was in the hospital bed.
The
when he
Ric
taped
Flair
it.
impersonator?
Yeah, the Ric Flair impersonator.
Yes.
Yeah.
In person.
So the show opened with Ric Flair announcing a tag team title rematch
Ric
next
Flair,
week.
huh?
What?
Wow.
Who said that? Ric Flair.
I told you.
Do you need a nap, Mark?
Next week. Woo.
William Regal was sick that day, guys.
He
You guys
was.
didn't catch
Ric-
that?
Ric Flair-
Interim NXT General Manager Ric Flair.
Ric Flair for sure does not know who Nikki Cross is.
Yeah, I know Nicholas Cross.
Yeah. Little Nicky, yeah.
I wrestled him back in Des Moines.
William Regal.
Say to Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That was his Snagglepuss. I listened to him back in Des Moines.
I wrestled Nick Cross even.
It already started because I just need a nap. William Regal is the person in question, announcing a tag team title rematch between Sanity and the Authors of Pain next week, and the non-competing member of Sanity will be barred from ringside. So we will know heading in who is going to be competing.
Well, they may all show up together, and then the two non-competing might leave.
Yeah. You don't know who's not going to be competing until the match starts.
Right. They don't want to let that go right away. You know, it's the element of surprise is the most powerful element in professional wrestling.
Yes.
Before the
Yeah.
show, you had the element of some fries.
I did. Courtesy of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We split some fries and ate them Lady and the Tramp style.
Yeah. They were super messy. Chili, cheese, and
Met in the middle
pastrami
and tongue
fries.
wrestled over the last chili bean.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Way worth it.
What do you
Also,
think?
we did it nude.
I'm glad I showed up late.
There you go.
Yeah, you
What do
are.
you think the chances are we're going to get the I'm hiding under the ring scenario?
It's
Not like you got to come through it like Kane does, all cool.
Right.
So that's how you get around the barred from ringside.
Exactly. You're not at the side of the ring. You're underneath the ring.
I don't
Fair.
think
And then you
that's-
scuttle out.
That doesn't necessarily, I think.
Exactly. I can see Nikki Cross scuttle.
Oh my god!
Oh, easily.
I so badly want Nikki Cross. Like I want her to like cut a hole in the ring apron and just like Pennywise style. Like,
Just trying to coax them down there. She
Yeah.
just has to have food, honestly. And the authors would go for it immediately.
Yeah.
I've got all the food down here.
yeah. Just Nikki,
She'll have all the meat.
she has that creepy kind voice. She's like, "Hey Team 6-1, do you like food? Come on down here. You'll float too."
Why is he talking to TM61? Because they're missing an arm?
Just because she'll lure in any tag team.
All right.
Right.
I miss them.
Obviously, Mark.
Well, they're back.
Anyway, back to the match. It's Undisputed, I think, is actually going to change the tide in this more than anybody. If you're going to bar anybody from ringside, don't bar Sanity, bar Undisputed. Bar anybody. Because the
Bar
problem...
the bar?
Bar the bar. Bar the door. Katie, bar the door.
Yeah.
It's anybody. Like there's more than just Sanity who wants a piece of both the authors of pain and everybody. Everybody.
It's going to be one of those days, man. I'm telling you.
Everybody.
And the other team.
There's too many players.
And of course,
the
who can
field.
Their
forget
program.
Team 3?
I wish there was
And
a team
the
called
rest.
Team 3.
And more. But speaking of teams and those fresh teams, we got a brand new tag team making their debut on this episode. Oni Lurkin coming up. People are like, oh, it's probably gonna be Lars Sullivan because he's the one.
Yeah, it's Dan one.
Much like Billy Gunn, he is the one. But followed suit by Danny Burch.
Dad 2.
Yeah.
Dad 1 and Dad 2.
The Super Dads.
Wrestle Dads.
Wrestle Dads. Taking on the very beefy team of Sabatelli and Moss. This match was pretty great. It started out super scrappy and ended up, I mean, not for our new tag team, but I enjoyed it a lot. What did y'all like?
I mean, Birch and Lorcan have a real reputation for being guys that don't pull any punches, that hit as hard as they possibly can. And I would say they did exactly that against this team of Moss and Sabatelli. I don't think Moss and Sabatelli have faced anybody who hit as hard as Birch and Lorcan. It looked like it woke them up. Like they were kind of cruising through their day, and then all of a sudden, they just start swinging on them. And these little men that are nothing but gristle are showing these big bloated beef balls that it doesn't take, a whole lot of muscle to hit like a brick on the side of your head.
Tell us more about these beef balls, Bill.
Bloated beef balls.
Well, much like a bowl of Italian wedding soup, Tino and Moss.
Go on.
Yeah.
That's the period.
That's good.
No
You got
comma,
us.
no semicolon, period.
I don't see what you guys aren't understanding. I loved this match a lot because I like all the players. It's nice to officially have Grapple Dads as a real team. Also, like, it's kind of a bummer that they both ran afoul of Lars Sullivan and thus have been on the screen with Lars Sullivan at the same time, because they definitely could do a fusion dance and turn into Lars Sullivan.
Easily.
And now I'm kind of thinking about Lars Sullivan like having Grapple Dads as his Singh brothers, but it's also kind of weird to think about like a stable where all the people look like the same, but some of them are much smaller than the other ones. Mm-hmm. So it would be a weird stable, but
I think
Grapple Dads.
Sullivan should just be on a chain as Lorcan and Birch, haul him out to the ring.
Or they could just ride around on his back like Master Blaster.
But there's two masters.
Yeah, and one blaster. Have you seen how the size of that blaster?
It's a big blaster, to be fair.
Master's blaster.
So I'm just wondering here, do we have the setup for Lars Sullivan to have the handicap match with either Grapple Dads or Sabatelli and Moss? I mean, with the victory over them,
Yeah.
I think it would be an interesting setup to have Sabatelli and Moss get the first crack at two guys at once that are sort of established to take on Lars Sullivan.
It kind of cuts off the legs of Sabatelli and Moss, though.
What legs do they have?
Well,
Do
they
have
just
beefy
got
legs?
a pretty
beefy
good
legs.
They just got a pretty good win in a very hard fought match, and I mean, like,
I don't know if they got a good win. It was a hard fought match, but these guys, this is their first outing
they
as a
didn't
tag team
necessarily
in
do
Birch and
anything.
Lorcan.
But they didn't necessarily do anything underhanded to win the match.
No, they just hit him with that gory bulldog.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah.
finisher.
Yeah.
And I just feel like at this point, Moss and Sabatelli are such good heels, and it's so rare to have NXT actually hate people. Like, you know, it was always super electric whenever Eva Marie was around. There's just a few people that, like Elias, there's a few people that NXT Full Sail really hates. And you gotta hold on to that with both hands when you get something that's like a legit heel act that worked in Full Sail, like in that room. So I feel like you could get some really decent mileage out of, you know, after War Games continuing to build up Moss and Sabatelli to be challengers to those tag titles, because as it stands right now, you have a tag team title feud going on as we speak, where neither of the teams are heels or faces.
Right. Yes.
And Sabatelli and Moss aren't the type to be like, hey, yeah, we want to fight the biggest guy in the room.
Yeah.
But they are. But they kind of are.
If it's presented in a way that's all about glory.
But they did the if they want to go back to that storyline, they did the storyline where they're like, hey, Heavy Machinery, you're just a bunch of fat dummies.
All right.
Hey, Gargano and Ciampa, you guys are just a bunch of indie dummies. Like, they did the thing where it's like there was a natural progression that should have led to ... But if they want to revisit that, I think that they could get more mileage out of that.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tag team scene's pretty thin right now.
It's
Just
pretty
in
thin, but
general.
it's also not thin at all.
It's
Heavy
not.
Machinery,
No,
Street
at all.
Profits,
These two.
So
that's 4
Authors of
teams
Pain.
not involved in the title,
Yeah.
directly involved in the title. That's 7 tag teams.
And we haven't even really seen Fish and O'Reilly as
Yeah.
just
Right.
a
That's
tag team.
8 teams.
So that
Yeah,
seems
I guess
pretty good.
so.
That seems
Oh, no,
like a
that's
really
seven.
good stable
That's
to
seven.
have.
And I mean, what are you going to do with Ono? Probably put him in a tag team. With Hideo Itami, why not?
Yeah.
Best friends again.
No,
Hey, sorry about flying off the handle, man.
It's okay. I got it. I understood it. Unfortunately, a loss for Lorcan and Birch. Hi, I'm here. And
Borkin and Lurch,
Lorcan?
your favorite sheets company.
Yeah.
Come to Macy's. We're having a sale on Borkin and Lurch.
So Moss and Sabatelli beat Boll and Branch.
And after this, we got a look at Nikki Cross being cost her spot in the Fatal 4-Way by Tenera Conti. And so she has
You
been
could say
granted...
that she got double crossed.
I didn't know who you were going to go with.
Dun dun dun.
We
It's
have
better
a
when you
sound-
do it.
We have a
It's better when you do
soundboard. But as a result, she has been placed into the Battle Royal, which was a whole bunch of madness and craziness. Joe, what... Now, we rarely have somebody, at least on this show, that has seen their own share of scrapes in person.
Mm-hmm.
As a commentator,
Scraped knee,
what is...
scraped elbow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to BMX when I was younger.
What do
Dang.
you...
I want
What
to
do
just
you
have the rest of
focus
the show
on?
be about that.
What do you focus on, and what do you try to have the audience focus on when it comes to battle royals like this?
Well,
His
that's
beautiful face.
exactly
Right.
That's one.
Picture in
Especially my
picture.
little friend the Zit that came with me today.
Oh,
But
shout out
for
to
all
our
you
iTunes
audio,
listeners.
exactly right. But it is hard. It's hard to be able to tell the story when you have so many moving parts and it's a lot of punch kick, punch kick, punch kick, punch kick.
Mm-hmm.
And so you are waiting to have that window. So what's great is when you're leading into a battle royal like this one, where you have so much established story, it gives you something to talk about as it's a lot of just punch kick, because you don't want to just, as a commentator, be like, he's punching him in the face. He's punching him in the face again. Oh, he's punching him, and now he's kicking him in the midsection. That gets really repetitive and old.
Hard to build that.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard to do that.
To climb.
A 13th debilitating kick to the breadbasket.
That's why you always got to go with the Shaggy Two Dope school of commentary. You're like, oh, I punched him in the face for real. If anyone out there hasn't seen the Stranglemanias, Get on that.
Yeah, let's talk,
I haven't.
let's
You
talk about
haven't?
some
Holy
jokes.
crap. Okay, the show's canceled. We're self-canceling the show.
I think they just quit. Is that
We're pulling
that's
our
what it
own
is?
plug.
I guess that's another word for self-canceling.
Yeah, we quit, I guess. So when it came to this match, who were you looking at the most?
I always love Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Period. All day, every day, and it pays off today for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There were, and you could tell that she was the most dangerous woman in the match because everybody was just trying to get rid of her, whether it was over, whether it was through. If she's the most unstable element, you gotta try to just get her out of there. What about y'all, gentlemen, as you're watching the World Series? Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. It's tough. I think Nikki Cross arguably has come closest to the title of any of the females in that battle royal. But
Oh, for sure.
That's not to say that wasn't as star-studded a women's battle royal as there's ever been.
Everybody from the Mae Young Classic, essentially,
Well, yeah, but
except for Kyrie.
the quality of all of those competitors is so high that you could see any of them go on to possibly compete in the four-way. So you're just sort of sitting back and going, I sort of don't have a favorite, and that's a great place to be. I can enjoy this, and whoever wins, wins. I'm glad it was Nikki Cross because she brings with her the element of surprise. You never know what she's going to do. Tonight, you didn't know what she was going to do. I think she might have gotten the most eliminations, but she was all over the place.
Bianca
in the ring,
Belair
out
might
of
have
the
gotten the
ring.
most.
Close with Bianca Belair. And again, another one who I was like, I could definitely see her go on to compete in that four-way. She has been on such a hot streak, and she's something to look at. I mean, a real physical specimen. I'm not just talking about looks, but physically. She pressed Candice LeRae over her head, and she had
Held
her.
her
She
there for
wasn't
a while.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's impressive as hell.
That was like playing the video game and you just was like, oh, where do I want to throw?
Well, what we learned about Bianca Belair tonight is that even her hair is strong.
Yeah,
I
didn't
know.
just.
She's got to have a sponsorship soon for some sort of hair product that keeps it from breaking. Like, really?
The end.
Yes.
Just coconut oil, I'm
Demoxys.
sure.
Something, yeah.
But this was the first time that we saw what's usually her strength and a defining feature for her fighting style become a weakness. You know, she was Rapunzeled.
It's
By Billy Kay.
It's hanging out there. If it's hanging out like that, you gotta grab it. That's just the rule. That's it.
I don't know if we have anything better to say than that. So,
I'm just getting word been ultra canceled.
ooh,
Double
Why?
cancel.
double secret cancels.
And there is a pending lawsuit.
Sweet.
At least it's pending. It gives us some time.
Yes, amass my team of lawyers.
I just want to have you call Mark Garagos and ask for help.
Okay.
The
Homo asks for help from Mark
Be a prank
Garagos.
call. Likes of which we haven't seen in a while.
I'm gonna amass my team of lawyers, and it cuts to the train tracks, and it's got like a bunch of hefty bags, scarecrows set up on a rock.
By team of lawyers, I mean raccoons.
Trash bag, and raccoon.
They are very crafty.
Hefty and Raccoon.
Hefty and raccoon, yeah.
Law firm of Hefty and Raccoon. There's our next T-shirt.
That's your next, yeah,
there
good,
we go.
good t-shirt right there.
Next Hobo T-shirt. The Hobo is proudly represented by the team of Hefty and Raccoon.
Attorneys at law?
No, money down.
We won't leave your case in the dumpster.
That's right.
Yeah, there we go.
Really?
Donk, donk.
No. Money down? After the match, we get a standoff between Nikki Cross, Ember Moon, Peyton Royce, and Kairi Sane.
What was it? Was it a standoff, or was it like
Just,
we have all of the competitors in the ring?
It was like
a pose-off.
Well, it was like
Face-off,
Sabu and
face-off,
Taz. It was like
face-off.
Sabu and Taz when they hit the lights, and it's like, oh, the first time, and nope, pay-per-view.
Okay, yeah.
Like when they charge for each other, and then they cut the lights, and nobody got a chance to see him scrap. But after this, we got Drew McIntyre in the back heading out on, how he put it, an international media tour. The whole thing gets interrupted by Zelina. Talks about how we haven't gotten the contract yet from Mr. Regal. What's the problem, you scaredy cat? And McIntyre's like, I told you, send McIntyre, or send Almas, and I'll say yes. It's really easy. Roderick Strong did it. He can just whatever, and ends up leaving.
And I'll tell him I said adios.
Adios.
Yeah, please don't speak Spanish. Why do the people from Britain think they can speak Spanish? Oh, God, stop. Sounds like somebody stuck a bunch of tortilla chips in a blender.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat an enchilada.
a burrito. Then we've got Aleister Black in action. Nope. Jumped by the Velveteen Dream. Just whoop. It's like the Ascension. Like, whoop.
He's right behind you.
For Halloween.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Like, how do you not see? Velveteen Dream is a large man.
There's a lot of fog. Do you not see that? You can
way
kind of.
more
That
fog.
was a lot of fun.
To go back to scuttling, I'm sure Velveteen Dream is a master
There's
scuttler.
also that gap between the ramp and the barricade, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it's just
there
fine.
is.
He probably slithered out. Like we saw, like when he slithered in to the ring and then out
Right.
again. Like he does a lot of slithering.
Yeah.
Because he's in
Yeah.
Does
Slytherin.
a lot of Cobra
Just
pose.
flattens out his knees and kind of just, yeah.
It's just like
He doesn't have to
hovering.
move his hands at all either.
Yeah, it's weird. Didn't know it was part snake.
It's mostly snake.
The Serpentine Dream.
Ooh.
Aleister Black gets tied up in the ropes, asked repeatedly to say Velveteen Dream's name while being slapped across the mush. Oh boy.
It's a big hand. It's
yeah.
a big hand coming across your
Big
face. Just
meaty slap from the
Ooh.
Too
Velveteen
bad
Dream.
Aleister Black cut that one promo because otherwise he could like explain away that he doesn't speak English. Say my name and he's like, it's all clicks and chirps over.
But Dream goes a little bit, one too many times to the well, runs, goes to hit a kick, but of course Aleister jumps and kicks him in the face.
Yeah, gets his arms free.
he got quick feet.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't know,
went for a
man
black
up.
mass,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, maybe next time we should
Oh,
type
boy.
his legs.
not a bad idea. Yeah. Dream, that's for you. You can take that.
Yeah,
Hopefully the check is in the mail.
it is totally.
Yeah.
Along with a lot of hair product.
So what do we all think? Actually, Joe, you haven't been here. What do you think of the build that has been going on between this very real rivalry between Aleister Black and the Velveteen Dream?
I think that this is going to steal the show at NXT Houston 110%. The build has been very good. It's been methodical. It's taken a lot of time. And you've taken something that's so simple. Just say my name. But there's so much meaning behind that. And you can get so much. I mean, you can see that it actually has this amount of traction and can go this far. And we're not tired of it. And we're not going to be, disappointed when we see this match. Where this is going to be the match to see at NXT TakeOver Houston. And that's what makes this so great. And you guys were alluding to it weeks ago when this first started. How do you have the two biggest personalities be the ones to go after each other when you could have somebody who's got a bigger personality that can hopefully raise somebody up who maybe doesn't have a big personality, someone like your Roderick Strong that doesn't have a big, aura around them. But
How
I
dare you, sir?
This is a pro Roderick Strong. Oh wait, who are we
You would
talking
say
about?
it's
Yeah.
Proderick.
Proderick.
and we'll talk more about him later and how
Oh,
fantastic he
we'll get there.
is in
We'll get
1,000 different
Oh,
ways.
yeah. 1,000 different holds.
But this is gonna be so good, and I am salivating thinking about it. It's not just
Yeah.
because it's the Velveteen.
No, that's usually because of the Velveteen
It
Dream.
is outright. I'm not gonna lie.
But
It's the Velveteen Dream.
it's enticing because they don't even have to have a match. They don't have to touch each other really. Even the small scuffles that we're having are they're not even full matches. And that's the benefit of having two guys that are so character centric as opposed to a Roderick Strong who's so great in the ring. Is Roderick Strong has to wrestle a match in order for the crowd to get behind him. But these guys don't have to do jack, and the crowd is on the edge of their seats. And it's brilliant to see.
Openly
That's what
weeping.
this is. Yes.
That is the mark of a truly great professional wrestler.
Yep.
There are only a few of these feuds that we've been getting to see. Actually, this leading up to this next takeover a little bit more so than the last one. Every week there's been something to perpetuate a lot of the major storylines, because we know that something's going to be happening with Andrade, Cien Almas, and Drew McIntyre. We knew that something was happening every week for the Women's Championship, and we knew something every week was happening between Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream. We still, while we do know that it's called War Games, as a public, we don't entirely know what that entails, or if that involves the NXT Tag Team Championships. And again, no spoilers for people who aren't reading anything on the internet. But that's something that, while we're still involved with that, Dream and Black has been something that has people talking for the past month and a half. Ever since it first started happening, everybody was like, more, yes please, will they kiss? I guess we'll find out at NXT TakeOver Houston.
We can only hope.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
I mean, just send it to that next level. Why not? Will they, won't they? Three matches tonight? It's a little light, a little surprising.
They were all very substantial matches.
They were.
True, yeah.
Even the tag match at the top.
Frickin' #1 contender battle royal. Come on.
It was good.
Frickin'.
It was good, but it's still like 3 matches. That's weird.
And possibly another #1 contender match.
Possibly.
We don't even
Technically.
know. I don't know.
Again, shout out to our iTunes listeners. Our main event of the evening was Andrade Cien Almas versus Roderick Strong. This match started like these guys have been fighting for years. Like this was a match that they had been leading up to because they just couldn't stand but to beat the living crap out of each other. It was crazy.
I think they're pretty opposed to each other in philosophy more than anything.
One's a family man.
Yeah, one's a party boy. So I think they wouldn't get along in a real world setting. So this was kind of their opportunity to work some things out in the ring, as it were. So
I really like the use that both of these wrestlers did, using the apron as a weapon. Because we talk about it all the time. There is just nothing but a big old piece of steel right there. So why wouldn't you use that?
Some say that it's the hardest part of the ring.
Some do say that. I've said it on many occasions.
Oh, okay.
But just
the
both
rest,
of the music.
the rest of the ring, though, piece of cake.
Yeah, it's
Trampoline.
Very pillowy.
marshmallows, actually.
Yes.
But you got to work at the right places to get the marshmallow right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
WWE knows what's up.
Yeah.
They got that.
That's that padding made out of marshmallow.
How else could Kane just burst right through it?
He was eating his way.
Yeah, exactly. It took him all night. That's a lot of marshmallow to get through.
He cut through the ring. Just like he's going to cut through all that bureaucratic red tape. Mayor of Knox County.
Knox County.
Knox.
All right, what's up? Shout out to Rick Knox.
Good old Rick Knox.
That's who Knox County is named after.
It's a hard knock.
Not Mike Knox?
No.
Not that Knox? Different Knox?
No, clearly.
Clearly not Mike Knox?
Has-
From El Centro,
has
California, Mike Knox?
Has Mike Knox ever gone over the top? I think not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe when he was at Aces and Eights.
Sure.
I just like super agreeable hobo, confused agreeable hobo.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something we noticed in Almas's match with Gargano last week or a couple weeks ago, where he's starting to use the.
A couple weeks ago, I think. Because last week was the weird sit-down interview that.
Yes, it was.
Zelina
So when Almas
that was lit perfectly.
stops himself in the ropes, he's starting to use that as a transitional move. He turned it into like a triangle today, and got a little bit of an advantage. So. He's learning whether that's just him being able to focus and study tape, or whether that's Zelina's influence. Oh boy! But a lot of hard-hitting, heavy strikes from these two. A lot of elbows.
Hobo, you've taken Almas to task a lot in the past, but in this match, I feel like he was probably the most consistently heelish he's been. What would you say? Because you tend to get on him for like playing to the crowd at times, or like taking away from his own mission as getting people to hate him.
Yeah. He has seemed in the past, this very most recent run up to where we are right now, after Zelina was hired essentially to manage him, he has been dialed in and focused 100% I don't see any faults or missteps in his plan of attack. He wants to win. More than anything, he wants to win. And it's got to be Zelina that's the one who's putting the idea in his head that he can become more than what he already is. It simply has to be her. Because, yeah, I'd say he's studying tape. Yes, I'd say he's evolving. But I think it took somebody to actually yank his chain and say, you can do better than this.
Big old kick in the butt.
Yep.
Or fist, knee fist.
Fist in the butt in the... She's short, I don't know. Her fist in his
Well, here's the thing.
fist.
Well, my fist in your fist. What is fist? What is fist? Zelina hitting a head scissors on Roddy, sending him into the stairs on the outside to allow Almas to get the hammerlock DDT for the win.
Picture perfect.
Beautiful.
Looks so good. Out of nowhere.
Into frame. Like, oh God, what is that?
Well, almost Nikki Cross-esque.
Yeah. But, I mean,
Crossing over.
controlled.
Yeah.
Like, and Bill was especially flabbergasted seeing Zelina in the ring. She's so tiny. She's just
wee.
teeny. And still, she was able to do that. I mean, it's just the right amount of leverage in the right place, and Roderick Strong was sent right into the stairs, and she called Almas right back to pick him up to throw him in to get the win. Like, there wasn't any lag time. She's like, I did the thing, now pick him up, let's go!
Does anybody think that without that, Almas would not have been able to put him away?
I think Almas could have done it.
Yeah.
I think that it's
do too.
entirely possible for him to do it on his own, but I think that with this action really cements them as a team, as a unit, that she's not just the brains, she can also partially be the brawn.
Yeah.
And even though she's small in stature, we've seen it with Alexa Bliss, also not very tall, but current Raw Women's Champion. So,
Yeah.
like, it really doesn't seem to matter if you have the knowledge of what you need to do in that ring.
Oh, right. It's all about technique more than anything. It doesn't take power. It takes, physical influence over another individual to get them to move in the right way. I think this is the first time, though, we've ever seen Zelina really get physical as a person in a management role. I don't think she's ever really gotten as physical. Not even with Johnny Gargano. I think at most, maybe she got up on the apron, never laid a hand. This is the first time we've seen that she's actually capable of doing a little bit more than just talking the talk. She's actually able to walk the walk.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily surprise us. We know that she's a trained wrestler who's in a management role by choice. But now we get to see that she's capable of handling the manual labor of this if need be.
Showing that them as a unit get the wins when they need to. And a win against Roderick Strong is huge. And it's in sort of the run-up of anything you can do, I can do better, making the guarantee that next week Andrade and Drew will meet in the ring to settle this whole championship match opportunity sort of a thing. Are we excited for Andrade and Drew we'll see. I mean, we don't have a lot of time left till TakeOver. Yeah.
I don't understand why Zelina needed to take the headset off of Mauro Ranallo. There are microphones all over that table. She could have easily got it to where...
More personal.
I guess. It's
I guess
weird.
It's about control. It's about being able to take away somebody else's voice and chime your voice in. He is the voice of NXT. He's really, when you think of NXT, as it is now, you think of Mauro Ranallo's voice. And whose headset does she take off but Mauro? She silenced him more than anybody. That was a choice. Because you have two other individuals sitting there with headsets who speak equally, but not as strongly as Mauro Ranallo, and she took that headset.
They're also
right off.
bigger and more intimidating.
They were.
He's the
they
easier
were also
role.
wrestlers.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
true. Percy Watson and Nigel McGuinness.
I'll just
are
hand
no
you my
slouches.
headset. You don't
There
have
you
to
go.
take it from me.
Don't hurt me.
Please don't
That's
hit
a great
me.
Percy impression.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Been working on it
Good.
ever since he came back. So as they leave, that's not the end of the show. Undisputed Era comes out to the ring, telling the first thing that they say to Roderick Strong is, "You're not a loser." That's not a nice thing to say, Adam Cole. You're not a loser.
Also, like, empirically incorrect.
Right.
You just lost.
Literally just lost.
You're
it.
You're a loser.
It's in the record books.
You're a loser. If you need to be a part of our era, they offer him an armband, which he kind of takes and looks at, and follow up with, "The world will be ours." It's really dramatic. It's really dramatic. They didn't say it like that, but they said, "The world will be ours."
They got armbands. And they want to take over the world. Just saying. I
It's
mean,
kind of an interesting emblem they have on their chest, too.
Yeah.
Sort of zigzaggy, maybe lightning bolt-ish looking thing.
O'Reilly's doing weird things with his arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sign. It's a message. It's code that we haven't seen before.
get what you're
This
saying.
is code for Undisputed.
I get what you're saying. It's like the Nexus.
Yeah, exactly.
And completely unrelated, I really want to play the new Wolfenstein. Just
Oh,
completely
super
unrelated.
good.
It looks
Completely.
really cool.
It's super good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You got to play it. Comes out on Friday. So that was the end of the show. But before we go, there's a little bit of news that we wanted to talk about.
Woo!
AfterBuzz TV news. So it came out that leading up to the NXT Takeover, Shawn Michaels is going to be the special guest referee in a NXT title match between Drew McIntyre and Adam Cole.
Which seems like a big important match that probably people expected to see, like maybe a takeover.
Yeah.
And especially adding Shawn Michaels to the mix.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the only Shawn Michaels news, Bill.
No, it was not.
It was not. Or Joe. Or Hobo. So, apparently, there's a series of videos that he posted to his social media, which led to him challenging former NXT Tag Team Champion Johnny Gargano to an ab-off at NXT TakeOver War Games.
How old is Shawn Michaels?
It's like 90.
That's a gutsy move for a man of that age.
Gutsy.
Get it?
Well, as we've established, there's some real good dieting and exercise going around the NXT circles. Bobby Roode, Johnny Gargano, people looking real fit.
You know, all
Taking
that.
a page out of the example set by the inexhaustible, steadfast work ethic of Jinder Mahal,
Yeah.
the WWE champion. Everyone is taking a page out of his book, and they are
Changing their
leaning
diets.
up. They're
Yep.
getting meal prep, and that's it.
I think, though, that all Shawn Michaels needs to do to really figure out what he has to do to get in great shape is just talk to Sean Waltman. Freaking
Yeah.
X-Pac is in ridiculous
Every
shape. What the hell?
Sean knows how to work out well.
Every Shawn.
Yeah, it's empirical.
It happens at the meeting.
Yeah.
Did it just happen?
We got a homer there.
High
I
five.
know what you guys are talking about because we're just talking about
Doyers.
NXT over here.
Los.
I'm intercepted.
We're not
Doyers.
paying attention to anything else.
It's a
What's
solo. It's
happening.
tied.
All tied up, folks.
Anyway.
What's great is that this podcast is going to be timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the NBC show, Timeless.
Is that a thing?
It got canceled. After
That looked
one.
A
expensive.
show I've never heard of got canceled? I'm flabbergasted. Again.
Who knew? All right, you
timeless
can,
about?
you can cut the news.
What's timeless about?
It's like time paradoxes, like going back in time, but
Oh,
you left a
making history
message
is
for
what you're-
yourself.
You meant to say Making History, which also got canceled.
Born to make history?
Oh, was Timeless the one that was like an hour-long comedy?
No.
Like a prestige comedy with like two guys and a girl in a pizza place?
No.
Oh, okay. So there's been like 6 time travel shows this year that have only gotten 1 season? That's cool.
It's a fad. It's a fad.
You know what else is a
I
fad?
wish we had a wrestler with a time travel.
Like when they had Vampire High School and Vampire Diaries and then Dracula.
Which
Did you guys watch Dracula, the miniseries?
No.
Which
I wasn't even
The
aware
one
of
with
its
John
existence.
Rhys Evans or John Rhys Davies or whatever?
No, not John Rhys Davies, but the one on NBC.
Can't be right.
Yeah,
Where-
NBC.
NBC, where he was an American industrialist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That show was the craziest
It was pretty
show
cool.
ever.
It was pretty cool.
Because it's like, Dracula came, like, it's like, oh, the show's about Dracula coming to America, but then you watch it and it's like, there's a vampire conspiracy to create electricity and market it to Americans, and that's how we get all the blood.
Yeah. Dude, no, my wife bought season 1. Like she watched it on TV
Crazy.
and said, "This is great."
It's crazy.
I own Dracula season 1. It's pretty, yeah, the performances are pretty great, and it's a pretty good show. But aside from that, anything else NXT-wise, while we have Joe.
I'm just going to talk about Dracula.
Yeah, I'm really down for this. Now I really want to see this and listen to the Dracula after show.
Talk.
Well, here's the thing. It sucks.
The Dractor show.
So...
It was fantastic.
Boom.
Oh,
So I don't know,
thank you, Bill.
with Halloween coming up, what NXT superstar could you see as like a universal monster or like a modern monster?
Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, but who? Bride of Frankenstein?
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, I like that.
I hear Lars attacks.
So you know,
Clearly.
NXT.Spreadshirt.com where you can get your own Lars Attacks t-shirt.
I think Lars Sullivan as the ultimate monster, Tor Johnson.
Yeah. Yes. Totally.
The Beast from the Beast of Yucca Flats.
That's right.
Yep.
I think Aleister Black is a weird count. I think he just is.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be a universal monster.
He's in the costume all the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Even in a suit, he's got a chalice. Like he's
the
just
Crow.
he's an evil count.
Yeah.
He's not the Crow.
Fine. Douse my dreams.
I think either Cesar Bononi or Kona Reeves, Noah Kakoa, Noah Patches, whatever his name is,
Pick one.
as Frankenstein's monster.
It's still like not even. You know who I want to see as Frankenstein's monster? No Way Jose.
Yeah, that'd be
Because
fun.
I mean, he's got like the
Conga Frankenstein.
No Way Jose as Frankenstein's monster's bride.
Bride of
He's got
Frankenstein.
the hair. You just put the white streak in it.
That's very forward.
Yeah, it's progressive.
That's progressive, yeah.
Joe.
Danny Burch, the Demogorgon,
All right.
because he's kind of lean, like the
yeah.
Demogorgon.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he's gonna get his face to open.
I think it
Lars
does.
Sullivan
I
punch
think
him.
when we're not looking, his face opens
Oh, it
up.
opens up and he eats like deer
Yeah.
and people with it.
Yeah, I think it's a body snatcher type situation where we saw Danny Burch and he was kind of hefty and he wore painter's pants, and then he came back and it was like, who the hell is this guy who's supposed to be Danny Burch? Clearly,
Yeah.
he is the Demogorgon, and there was a body
When
snatcher
Danny Burch
situation.
was around as Paint Dad, he looked like Eric Cannon. And now not even Eric Cannon looks like Eric Cannon.
Yeah,
So what happened to Eric Cannon?
I don't know.
that's the question.
It's a conspiracy.
He's in the Upside Down because the Demogorgon got
He
him.
cried.
Barbed.
I would like to solid barbing. I would like to imagine that Velveteen
Spoilers
Dreams
for season 1 of Stranger Things.
whatever.
I guess?
That Velveteen Dreams glasses are like they live, and that's why he's attacking people is because he thinks they're aliens.
He's the only one who can see the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, put on the damn glasses.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. What the hell just happened? All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of the NXT After Show. We've been canceled again. If we get back on the air, we'll be sure to let you know.
Now canceled with Joe Galli.
I'm happy that I was here for the
the
ship
last
to sink.
episode.
It was
The last
really great.
episode.
I love sitting on the Titanic.
You were the
just
final
watching it
hole
go.
in the hull.
I've been told that you're the only person that hasn't been canceled.
It's just gonna be me.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
You
I'm very
came on
sorry.
the show and Game of Thrones does.
Joe Galli, hashtag NXT. That is.
I'm the team.
He's the team.
NXT.
So before we go, Joe, let the folks know where they can find you and what sort of projects you have coming up.
Oh, that's right. You can always find me on Twitter at Joe Galli News. We got a Championship Wrestling from Hollywood available in 111 markets. So go ahead and just check your local listings on CW, 7 o'clock in the morning. Lots of places. If it is not available where you are, you can download the Fight TV app and watch it there anywhere around the world. For our folks listening in Arizona, we got a huge show for you with Championship Wrestling from Arizona. El Patron takes on Killer Cross. That's coming up on October 28th at the Empire Nightclub in Phoenix, Arizona. You got to buy tickets for this one. It is going to be a jam-packed show. It's going to be lots of fun. So go online, Google Championship Wrestling from Arizona, find all the information for tickets for that.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Joe. Thanks again for joining us.
This has been really fun. Honestly, this is a real treat.
Good.
You guys make my drive from Palm Springs to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood very much more bearable every week. I could listen to you right after the show, but I wait until the Sunday of the taping so I can really enjoy my drive.
Denies himself the pleasure.
I do, and it's hard sometimes because sometimes I'll be sitting, I'm like, I got like an
I'll say
hour
it.
to kill. But it's like, no, I want to enjoy my drive and just be filled with the sounds of this group.
I've Got an Hour to Kill is the most accurate and honest review of our show we've ever gotten.
Just put that on iTunes.
You can find me on the Twitter and Instagram at True Hobo. Stuff, yeah. I
That
don't
is
know.
Dino.
Just, yeah, it's Dino.
Sorry, hey Bill. What's up?
It's Amore.
What do you got?
Tomorrow.
That's Enzo Amore.
What's up, Bazoo? What are you up to? What are you...
Sauce.
Sauce?
That almost made Joe die. You can find me on all social media at Sundown Motel. Check out uprocks.com, withspandex.com, uprocks.com/pro wrestling. This week, today, McMahon-splaining episode 11 just came out. We've got the one and only $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. We asked him to explain Virgil to us.
I gotta tune in.
So,
All right.
it was very cool. He's got a documentary that comes out on November 7th in theaters through Fathom Events.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good documentary. It's a solid look at his life and career and his legacy and his sons. Ted DiBiase Jr. is very involved in it, as is Brett DiBiase. Anyway, go listen to that.
And you can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. If you like wrestling, subscribe, because that's what's on this channel, damn it. SmackDown, Raw. Make sure to go to NXT.Merch.com, pick up Boxcar Club Worldwide or Terminator 2 Secret of the Ooze, like that classic movie you saw. It's like the thing with Shazam and people thinking that it was a movie with Sinbad. I don't know what reality you're living in, but that was the movie that we saw, and oh boy, Arnold Schwarzenegger covered in ooze.
Come on.
Arnold Schwarzenegger covered in goo. Your favorite movie.
What was it? Hercules? I was going to say Hercules Takes
New York?
Manhattan.
Hercules 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I'm into it. Make sure to subscribe here for all those shows, as well as Xbox 12360. We talked about the TLC pay-per-view and all of the ramifications of what came out of that on Raw and SmackDown. Great show. We talk about Under Siege legitimately, so make sure to do that.
Yeah,
Follow all of us
movie.
here at AfterBuzz TV, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
We're going to call that a buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.